everybody. Welcome back. Hi. Ah, hello, everyone. Good to see the turkeys didn't eat you. Yay. All
Hi,
right.
Miss Cruz.
Good morning. Good morning. All right. So we're going to get started. Everybody mute up and let's do our social studies lesson. Welcome back. Let's see who I have. While we're waiting for everyone else to join, we have Mackenzie's here, almost here, Adeline's here, Lucian's here, Benito, Asa, Ruby, Leon, Frank and Pinko. Hi, Cruz. Monday. Are you ready? Are you ready? Great things coming up this coming month. Soon and starting in December. But for now, let's review our promise. We need a teacher of the week. Who is it gonna be? Is there anybody brave enough who has not done it yet? Somebody who's not done it. Not yet. Has never been a teacher helper. Oh, come on. I think some of you already have. I know you've been a substitute. That's true. How about, you know what? I have not heard Asa. Asa, you haven't even been a substitute. Do you want to try it? Okay, all right, let me let someone in. And now you may get started. What is our promise?
Participate, be respectful, be on time, microphones muted, include full name and chat, stay seated, eyes on me.
Fabulous, thank you. All right, we're going to come back to this in 2 days because there's no live lesson tomorrow. Don't come tomorrow for any live lessons. We won't have any because teachers will be in our monthly staff meeting tomorrow in Tampa. So I will be away from my office and we will not have any live lessons. No live lessons tomorrow. No live lessons for science tomorrow. Okay, but I will be back a little bit later in the afternoon for any DBAs that have already been scheduled. Now, on Wednesday, we will announce who our spotlight people are. But there's my reminder, no live lessons tomorrow. You gonna remember? Oops, I'm gonna let somebody in. Because once again, teachers are all in our staff meeting, our monthly staff meeting tomorrow from like 8 till 1 or something like that, 9 to 1. And we'll be away from our office and our computers for the most part. No live lessons, okay? Now, let's get started. Oh, coming back to you, Asa. What's today?
Today is Monday, November 28th, 2022.
Fabulous. Thank you for that. You did a great job. Wow, only 2 more days to celebrate our friends Benito and Olmo. Happy birthday. Okay, we've done that. You're getting older and older. Now then we're going to see who is our birthday month people for December, aren't we? We're going to see them very soon. What are we doing today? Today is part of a 2-part series. We're going to learn a little bit today and then a little bit next Monday. For social studies, we're going to use maps so we can locate and discuss important facts about Florida. Listen, I made this as cool as I could. We're going to enjoy learning more about our state. I know I have it when I can list important facts about our state. Our next steps, well, we're actually coming back in a few weeks. We're going to learn why people came to the United States. We're going to learn about the history of our country, and also explain the cultural influences and contributions of immigrants. So we're going to be talking about that in a few weeks. Carter, I can't right now. Let's Nearpod. I'm going to check the chat. If you have something to ask me, can you pop it in the chat? All right. So our Nearpod, I will also put this in our chat in just a moment so we can do this together. Okay, there is our link for the Nearpod. And our code is A87ZK. Right, so if you check the chat, you should be able to find the link for our Nearpod and the code. I'm going to stop sharing and meet you over there before I forget. And there it is. You should now on my screen see the code for our Nearpod, A87ZK. All right, Carter, go ahead. I have time. Go ahead.
When are we going to do the field trip?
Oh, the field trip. You know, I'm so glad you asked me that. I guess Thursday, because we had it on Thursday, but you weren't here with us on Thursday, so I kind of waited. I didn't show everybody yet. So on this Thursday, let's do it then. And you gonna come? You're gonna come?
I'll try.
Oh, well, I hope so. I'm not gonna do it unless you're there. Okay. All right. Thank you for asking. Okay, puppies, we have 8 friends in getting to know Florida. Florida is our state. You may join at any time. If you are unable to join now, don't forget that I share the Nearpod as a self-paced optional practice with your families later today, and you can log in. I'd love to see who's logging in to practice. Now, better get going. What makes Florida unique? What are Florida's defining characteristics? All the things about Florida that are interesting and unique that nobody else has. There's a lot of them. So when people ask you, where are you from? They are thinking that where you live tells something about who you are. You are influenced by the surroundings, the things around you. And just as importantly, you are the living history of your state. But first, I must ask you a very important question. Which one describes you best? A, you were born right here in Florida and you live in Florida the whole time. Or B, you were born somewhere else and then moved to Florida. Ooh, I can't wait to see. I would have to choose B, because Mrs. Cruz was born in New Jersey and then moved to Florida when she was, how old was I? 15 years old? A long time ago. All right, let's see your answers. Wow, look at the answers on my screen, guys. Most of you were born right here in Florida and have stayed in Florida to live the entire time of this whole span of your life. I only see 2 people so far. Whoops, 3 people so far who were born in other states. Let's find out where they were born real quick. Carter, unmute. Where were you born?
I was born in it was
Do you remember, was it in the United States? Or were you born in what? Were you born in, oh, he's gonna go check. I love it. He's gonna go ask. Oh, whoa, look, guys. Asa, where were you born? You didn't answer yet. Were you born in Florida too? Oh, cool. Thank you. Both of my boys were. Okay, Carter, where were you born?
in Gainesville.
That's Florida. Change your answer. Nice. Do you know Gainesville is where the University of Florida is? The college, University, U of F, the Gators? Yeah.
No.
Yeah, that's where it is. I actually went to college there. Awesome. Okay, here we go. Guys, I was a Gator for about a year and a half. What word would you use? Now listen, most of you know a lot about Florida since you were born and raised here. What's something that you would say when you were describing Florida? You know what the one I'm going to say? Since I was born up north where it's cold, what do you think I'm going to say about Florida? if you said hot. You're right. I would describe Florida as being very hot and warm through most of the year. Oh, let's see. I was born in Puerto Rico, Leon, very cool. Oh, that's wonderful. Yes, I would agree. You're right, Ava, it has no snow. Hot, 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 says Mackenzie. Beaches, very cool. Type it in the chat, Carter, type it in the chat. Let's see what else we have. Yeah, there's beaches. Love going to the beaches in Florida. It's almost completely surrounded by beaches. Yeah, it's a peninsula. And it's only connected on one little section. The rest is all surrounded by water and there's beaches all around it. Palm trees. It's fun. Yes, it is. Totally hot, Emmy. You're right. Warm, definitely warm this time of year. Isaac, oh, how beautiful. The sunsets are gorgeous here, aren't they? Yeah, they really are. Okay, 5 more seconds. Disney World. Who said that, Almo? Very good. Yeah, that's definitely a big attraction here in Florida. Frank says it's hot here. Yes, it is compared to, say, New Jersey or some of the northern states. It's really hot. Very good, guys. Mackenzie and Frank. Awesome. Okay, our 5 seconds is up. Let's talk about it a little more. Florida's story. Florida has a story. Its story is the sum of many aspects of life. It includes geography. That's where it's located. I'm going to check the chat in a second. Historical events, like what happened in the past, history. That shaped Florida. What about natural or man-made landmarks like Disney World? Yeah, or the pier. Yeah, okay. Clearwater Beach. What about industry? What do we make here in Florida? Years ago, it was all about oranges. Yeah, and now what is it mostly about? And culture. How do we act? How do we live? So all of these aspects or characteristics of Florida help shape it. People are impacted by their surroundings through their daily actions, the story of a neighborhood, a city, or even how a state is created. Oh, it was cold in Tennessee. Yeah, I agree. It is chillier up north. The farther north you go. All right, guys, let's travel to St. Augustine, Florida, and take a walk around. Let's see, it's called Castillo de El Moro, I think. Yeah. It's a fort. Looks like a castle, but it's a fort. It's a military fort that was built hundreds of years ago. And it's still there. It's a landmark in Florida. Look at the cannons. Raise your hand if you've ever been to St. Augustine and visited the fort. Not yet? Ask to go there. It's so cool. All right, guys. Now, let's see. I can tell you 3 facts. 3 facts as you're walking around. Let me find my facts. I had to look them up. Okay, it was finished in 1695, hundreds of years ago, guys. The Spanish built it. They had a special permission from the Queen of Spain to build a fort to protect their area. Now, their area, St. Augustine, was originally a Native American village called Seloy. And right around the fort, I keep calling it a castle, it's really a fort. There's actually a moat and one entrance. You can only get in by a drawbridge that comes down, and then you can cross the drawbridge to get into the fort. But it was very effective. It kept out many people. It was positioned in a great place, and it's still there. You can visit it today. So let's talk about where it is in Florida. It is the northern part of Florida, actually. It's about 3 hours from here. If you go to the other side of the state, and go up to almost in the next state, near Georgia, you'll find St. Augustine. You can go visit. Now, what are we going to do now? There are 5 categories. Get ready, because now you're going to go dive deep into your brain to think of any states that Florida is right next to, that Florida borders, or any bodies of water, like what are the oceans called, or the bay? You know the bay that's near us, right? Or any physical features. Or can you think of any major historical events that happened in Florida? How about landmarks? You only need to pick one. Try to think of a famous statue, a building. What about Disney, that state park, or other landmarks that you might have visited or would recognize only in Florida? Remember, this is about Florida. Or let's try 2 more. List any important industries or key resources, things we produce here in Florida. What is it that we do in Florida? What do we make? Culture, list any foods, holidays, traditions, or other cultural events. List any foods, any special Florida holidays, any Florida traditions, or any Florida cultural aspects. I like the food one. Now on this page right here, before you list any of the things, let's look at what Florida is. It says first, trace the outline of Florida. Go ahead, you can do it. And if you open the tiny window at the top, you'll see that Florida is at the very southeast corner of our United States. On a map, the United States looks like it's curved. The eastern part of the US has some sections that point north and others that point south. The Florida portion it looks like it sticks out like a little pencil, and it's on the very bottom right, southeastern point. It's a peninsula, which means that it's only connected on one part. The rest of it's surrounded by water. Oh, look at that. You're tracing Florida. Thank you. And you could try drawing it. Oh, look at that. Almost trying to draw it in the second box. And we can skip the next section, the third box. It says describe it, because you're actually going to do that soon. So just do the first 2 boxes. Get to know Florida, what it looks like on a map. Notice where it's connected to the rest of our country. It's not an island. It's a peninsula. A peninsula. It's only connected on one part. All right, guys, in 5, 4, somebody's doing it all green. Look at that. Ooh, Carter, it looks like I can see where the big lake in the middle. I know that lake. Good work. All right, here we go, guys, to the next part. Oh, it didn't save my spot. Oh, bummer. Okay. So we'll have to do it in the chat because it didn't save right. Let's, in the chat, can I go back for a second? In the chat, get ready, guys. Get ready, get ready. Choose one thing that you know about Florida. Do you know any states that are right next to it that border Florida? How about any bodies of water? Go ahead and type it in the chat, or just a moment and I'll come to you. List any major historical events. Can you think of anything that happened in Florida? Landmarks. Can you think of a famous statue, a building, a state park, or other landmarks? How about industry? We're talking about facts about Florida, right? So can you tell me what we do in Florida? What is one of the things we produce or we work with in Florida? I'm trying to say it without giving it away. And how about culture? Can you list any foods, holidays, traditions, or other cultural aspects? Okay, it's a big place. You're right. Oh, tornadoes! Look out! Guess what? I have to tell you the food, the culture one on the bottom. I can share with you an interesting fact. A food that, yeah, Disney, that I had never had before until I moved to Florida. And guess what it was? Gator bites. I had gator tail nuggets. Guys, gator tail nuggets. Do they sound good? Not really. They kind of taste like chicken, though. That was the first time I'd ever had gator tail nuggets is in Florida. Who else? Oh, wait. Here's the one thing I was going to ask you guys. Gulf of Mexico, good. What I was going to ask was, what is anybody know or has visited the name of the place on the other side of Florida where all the rockets go up? Anybody know the name of that place? You know, where they launch the rockets into space? Oh yeah, Georgia, right? Georgia borders Florida on the north part of Florida. Very good. Rockets, NASA. Yeah, but what's the name of the area over there? Do you know it? I'll give you a clue. It's called Cape something. And NASA works there. Go ahead, Addie.
That's easy. Cape Canaveral.
Woo! Wow, you remembered. That was awesome. Good work. Do you know what? Yeah, I see it. What else besides tornadoes did we just have a few weeks ago? It was really scary, and it's something that Florida's known for. Can you type it in the chat so I can see it? We had to get extra water, make sure we had plenty of batteries. A hurricane. Very good, Carter. That's right, Mackenzie. Florida is known for hurricanes. That's absolutely right. It does have some tornadoes, mostly water spouts. What about the bay that's right near our house? What's it called? Something Bay? Tampa
Bay.
Yeah, type it in the chat so everyone can see it. Very nice. He said Tampa Bay. Yeah, that's the area of water that's right near our house. Very good, guys. Awesome. Okay, everybody out of the chat. In 5, 4, hands in the sky, 3, 2, 1. Everybody's out of the chat. Oh, your hands aren't up, Carter. Okay, good work. Let's skip to industry. Listen as I read this really quickly. It says many industries make up Florida's economy. How does Florida make money? Remember economics? Are there any jobs unique to Florida? Well, yeah, astronauts, we know that. And in the next slide, you will take a virtual peek inside the Kennedy Space Center, which is at Cape Canaveral. Think about why it's important for Florida's economy. Prepare to share ideas. All right, you guys ready? Okay, don't blast off. Whoa, here's where it was. Okay, skip that. It was in the wrong place. Let's do our field trip. Ooh, they're building a rocket. Take a walk around. Many people come from different parts of the country to visit the Kennedy Space Center at Cape Canaveral. Yes, they absolutely come. They book hotels, they have fancy dinners, they buy souvenirs. What do we call all those people that come and visit Florida? Anybody know? They have vacations down here. They might visit all these places. Who thinks they know what we call it? They carry cameras around. Addie, do you know it? Ava, do you know it?
It's called a tourist.
That's right. Is she right, Ava? Tourist? Yeah, that's right. A tourist is someone who visits. And Florida is known for its tourism. We make a lot of money. The hotels, the restaurants, and all these places like Disney and Kennedy Space Center, they make lots of money from people visiting. So Florida is known for its tourism. Okay, guys, let's come out of here. We have more field trips to take. Industry facts. The Kennedy Space Center is on the East Coast, next to Cape Canaveral Air Force Station. It's been NASA's main launch center for human space travel since 1968, which, by the way, was right around when I was born. Many industries work together to perform robotic and commercial missions here. The Kennedy Space Visitor Center is a huge attraction for, there's our word, Floridians and tourists. Yeah, so remember, Florida is really well known, makes lots of money from tourism. Let's learn about culture. What do the people notice about us when they come to visit? Disney. Disney World is one of the most visited places in the US. On the following slide, you will take a virtual field trip of just a tiny, tiny section of Fantasyland. As you explore, consider what makes this tourist attraction a cultural experience. Okay, go for it, guys. Whoa, I know who that is. Who knows who that character is? Emmy? Who's that? In the dress.
Cinderella.
It's Cinderella, that's right. So when a tourist comes to visit and they go to Disney World, what do they notice that we give value to? What is something that they think that Floridians love to do? We love fiction. We love fairy tales. What else? Anybody else? Do we love artwork? Is that art? Do we love fantasy? Yeah. Do you love fantasy? Do you love reading wonderful stories? Yeah, well then people are going to think that's part of our Florida culture. All right, guys, moving on. Disney World opened in 1971. Once again, you weren't born, but I was. It was to fulfill Walt Disney's dream of immersing people in his animated stories. It has theme parks, water parks. Raise your hand if you've been to Disney World. Resort hotels, golf courses, and campsites. It's 43 miles. That's right, it's 43 square miles of all sorts of fun. Each year, over 50 million people come to Florida to experience all the fun and things that it has to offer. 50 million people, guys. Think about all the money they spend in Florida. What information did you learn from the lesson today that would make Floridians most proud of their home state? What was something that you thought was really cool that makes you proud about Florida? Remember, this is a two-part series, so we're going to come back and learn even more about our home state next Monday. But tell me something that you learned. If you can't type it on here, you can put it in our chat. Disney. Yeah, you're proud of Disney? Awesome, me too. I think it's cool that people come from all over the world to visit. Yep, everybody loves Disney. Yes, I agree, Mackenzie. Pools and Disney. Oh, I guess Florida is what? Oh, because it is the great. It's great. Oh, the Florida birds. The birds are beautiful down here, aren't they? But sometimes they do have hurricanes and tornadoes. We don't have too many floods. Sometimes we do. With a hurricane, we can. But yeah, not those big giant waves. We don't have big waves. Who else?
Or typhoon.
Space Center, Universal. I've been there. I didn't know Disney World opened in 1971. Yes, I was 2 years old. I was just a tiny little kid. My parents took me there the year it opened. And we came all the way from New Jersey. So we traveled. Anybody else? Cape Canaveral Space Center. I love the food in Florida too. What can you tell me a food that Floridians tend to eat besides gator nuggets? Almo? What's
Oranges.
Oranges, that's right. We and California are well known. Florida and California are well known for growing oranges. Oh, Ava, I'm ready, Ava. Go ahead. What's a good food in Florida?
Maybe watermelon.
Yeah, definitely. Oh, the southern states, they can grow big watermelon. Excellent job. Isn't it refreshing on a hot day? Yeah, it's super refreshing. What about, let's see, I'm trying to think what other foods are special in Florida. Addie, do you have one?
Oh, well, I was going to say pizza.
But wait, I have an idea for you. Pizza is known all over the world, right? But in Florida,
Wait, hang on. One time I ate a shrimp, so it's seafood. I love shrimps.
that's
I
what I was
tried
gonna
one.
say. You know,
And I ate a crab cake. I didn't like it. Ugh.
but I love those. But can I tell you something?
Mm-hmm.
The first time I ever had a Florida pizza was one where they put shrimp and scallops on it. And I had never had fish on pizza
One time
before.
I had a scallop, I threw up.
Oh, ooh, don't have any more right now. Oh my goodness. All right, guys. I love it. I love it. I think we're finishing up, wrapping it up. Yes. I can't wait to come back to this next Monday and learn some more cool facts about Florida, a state you should be proud of and contribute toward, and learn information about the state that you live in. Shouldn't we know where we live? We should. So I'm going to stop sharing and say hi to everybody, answer any questions.